In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, occupation forces have intensified their killing spree following the unjust sentencing of Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front chairman Mohammad Yasin Malik for life imprisonment by a Delhi court on Wednesday, as 10 persons have been martyred in the last 3 days. The occupation forces, during coordinated search operations, martyred 2 youth, each in Saura locality of Srinagar city and in Avantipora area of Pulwama district today. In violent military operations, the troops martyred 3 youth at Jumagund in Kupwara district yesterday and as many as in Patan area of Baramulla district on Wednesday. The troops are also conducting a massive operation in Bagyaldar area of Poonch district. Kashmir watchers say that the recent surge in killings in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir is aimed at intimidating the Kashmiris so that they do not stage large-scale protests against the biased court verdict against Yasin Malik. The occupation authorities continue to deploy troops and police personnel in strength across the territory to prevent people from protesting against the awarding of life to the JKLF chairman. Fearing massive demonstrations, the authorities even disallowed people to hold Jummah prayers today at Jammu Masjid in Srinagar and other mosques of the Kashmir Valley. In Islamabad, Pakistan, SHJ&k chapter held a protest demonstration outside the Faisal Masjid today against the victimization of Mohammad Yasin Malik by the Modi regime for his role in the ongoing Kashmir freedom movement. The protesters appealed to the world community to play a role in the release of all illegally detained Kashmiris, including Yasin Malik. A massive protest rally under the aegis of Sada-e-Hurriyet Jammu and Kashmir was held at Atmukam district headquarters in Neelam Valley of Azad Jammu and Kashmir today against the awarding of life imprisonment for Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front chairman Mohammad Yasin Malik. On the occasion, the participants of the rally chanted high-pitched slogans against India and in favor of freedom. Meanwhile, all parties Hurriyat conference leaders, Advocate Davinder Singh Bahal and Abdul Samad Inqalabi, in their statements said Narendra Modi-led fascist Indian government cannot force the Hurriyat leaders to surrender their cause by subjecting them to political vengeance. PDP President Mehbooba Mufti today said the muscular and repressive policies of BJP-led Indian government have resulted in deterioration of the situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. She said the Modi regime is often seen claiming that everything has improved, but nothing of such has happened, as innocent killings are taking place every day in the occupied territory. Mehbooba Mufti made the remarks after visiting the residence of a woman artist who was recently killed by unknown gunmen in Budgam district. Chairman of Jammu and Kashmir Salvation Movement and Hurriyat leader Altaf Ahmed Butt has warned that if people of all walks from Azad Jammu and Kashmir to Gilgit-Baltistan do not rise up today against the India's tactics of silencing Yasin Malik, India would eliminate all pro-freedom leaders in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir one by one in the future. While speaking at a conference organized by the Pakistan Institute of Conflict and Security Studies at Poonch University Rawalakot, he drew a parallel between Indian action on August 5, 2019 and its aggression in 1947, saying that India is now consolidating its hold in various ways and justifying its illegal occupation. Speakers at a panel discussion in Istanbul deplored that international community's silence on Indian state terrorism in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir had given a sense of impunity to New Delhi to continue with its brutalities on the innocent people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The speakers including Dr. Ghulam Nabi Fai, Dr. Waleed Rasool and Ahsan Shafiq Butt. In India, the main opposition, Congress, in its report card released on the performance of the Modi-led Indian government on completion of 8 years of its tenure, has said that a staggering 10,000 incidents of communal violence have occurred in India during the period. The party said 8 years of BJP regime epitomizes its 8 blatant betrayals on inflation, farmers, employment, recession, small businesses, territorial integrity, social harmony and bleeding economy. Pertinently, the BJP plans to celebrate its 8 years in governance from May 30th to June 14th on a grand scale across India by holding various events.